Hey, everybody. Happy Thursday. Y'all already know what time it is. It is time for Coaching from the Couch. Whoo! You guys, I'm so happy to be here with you guys. Listen, did I ever tell y'all that Thursdays is my favorite day of the week? Are you all aware of that? I hope so. Because I do believe I've told you that a time or two. Do you know why Thursdays is my favorite day of the week? I give you a guess. Why is it my favorite day? I give you an opportunity to figure out why. It's because I get to talk to my absolute favorite people in the universe, my CWall Sports and Entertainment family. I see you all coming on. Of course, my mom. I see you, LB, Cameron Mingo. I'm going to wait for a few more folks to join in. Because despite it being a quiet time in sports, y'all know I'm going to always find something to talk about. Because that's what I do. I see my god brother Ebo. Listen, it is. See Mike Lowry. See you online. Listen, you guys. Because we're still the champions. The Washington Nationals, that is. As you can see, I have on my World Series shirt. That's actually not my shirt. It's my mama's shirt, I think. And then I done slapped this CWall scarf on my head. Listen. My cousin Bridget done jumped on. Yes, indeed. It's Thursday. I see some of my Hampton Pirate family is joining. Yes, you guys. Come on in. Come on in. Get comfortable. Get comfortable. And there's an event at 8 o'clock that I want to encourage you all to attend. So I'm going to try to keep it to 30 minutes. Try. Because we got a lot to go. Got a lot. And Cameron Mingo is reminding me a year ago. Cameron Mingo is one of my most favorite DMV everything sports fans. We met a year ago. I believe it was at a Mystics game, wasn't it, Cameron? Help me figure it out. And happy anniversary. That's right, sis. Happy anniversary to Cameron from the CWall team. Much love to you, family. Listen, I have Lawrence Bullard, founder and CEO of Team Bullard in the DMV area, and wanted to mention that you all have heard me announce the Goodwill Gestures effort. I am collaborating with LB, with one of our good friends, Misha Colbert, as well as with Calvin Henry, also known as Killer Cow of Rare Essence Band. We're just trying to help the community. We are still in need of referrals for any household impacted by COVID-19. So if you know anyone who has lost a job, who has been unable to work, we are still distributing one-time small donations to those families. So shoot me an inbox message or a DM and let me know how we can help one of the families. The families have to reside in DC, Maryland, or Virginia. Okay? So please let us know. Contact myself, contact Team Bullard, Misha, Cal, any of us, because we are still in the business of helping our community, okay? And it's still going strong. So just want to make sure that I'm announcing that again, because we need referrals. We're getting in donations, and God bless everybody that has donated, and we will never turn the donation down. But please, if you know someone who is looking for that blessing, send them our way, and we are happy to send over a donation on the behalf of Goodwill Gestures. All right. What other church announcements? What are the other church announcements? I see some more of my Hampton family coming in. Let me announce this. Tomorrow, the documentary Basketball County in the water. I keep calling it's something in the water, but it's Basketball County in the water. They're having a discussion tonight. And let me pull it up because I want to make sure I'm giving you all the right information, because I want you all to tune in this evening. It's right at 8 o'clock. It's on Facebook Live. I got to go to my own page. I got tagged in it and I couldn't remember all of the details. So let me not misspeak on anything. So it's on Facebook Live at 8 o'clock, PGAHC. Okay. Special guests, County Executive Angela Alsobrooks, co-directors of the documentary, Jimmy Jenkins and John Beckham, Coach Mike Jones, Coach Lou Wilson, Quinn Cook, former WNBA player Marissa Coleman, former WNBA player Walt Williams, and Azel Prather. All of them will be on at 8 o'clock. It'll be moderated by Wisdom Martin. So y'all know this is a big deal. This whole is basketball documentary about PG County. Okay? Because we already know when it comes to basketball in PG County, we put it out there. All right? The best in the league comes from down the street. All right, y'all? So make sure y'all tune in at 8 o'clock. All right? Okay, perfect. What else? Church announcements. What I miss? What did I miss? Shout out to the Wizards. Let me shout out to the Wizards, Coach Scott Brooks. They donated $50,000 this week to feeding the front lines. They have definitely been Monumental Sports and Entertainment, much like the Redskins and all the other teams in the area, have been going above and beyond and just supporting the families impacted by COVID-19 and supporting our frontline workers. So shout out to them. I don't know if you all have seen Coach Scott Brooks lately, but even CWall had to tell him on a Zoom call in front of everybody that was watching, because it was a public Zoom call. He had to tell them, Coach, you need a haircut. So, because they were able to raise quite a bit of funds, Coach Brooks said, hey, listen, if we raise over $25,000, I will most certainly cut my hair. And they raised over $25,000, and then he allowed his daughter to cut his hair. It was quite a funny sight to watch publicly. So wanted to throw that out there, and shout out to Monumental Sports and Entertainment and all of the sporting organizations who are doing a lot to just help the families in the area and do what they can for those serving on our front lines. God bless you all for sure. Yes, indeed, to my line sisters and friends, Annette and Faye. Where are my Georgetown Hoya fans? Check in if you are a Georgetown Hoya fan, because we need to talk. We need to talk real quick before I get into anything else Redskins related. Because I'm going to go down the Redskins path in a minute, because you know I can't help myself when it comes to them. Listen, Georgetown Hoyas fans, Mac McClung just up and left. Let me not say it like that. Okay. We already knew Mac McClung had, said he was going to enter the draft. Okay. All right. We're going to test the waters a bit. No harm, no foul. Go ahead and do what you do. Now, Mac McClung has said not only is he withdrawing from the NBA draft, he's transferring. I was in shock. I said, wait a minute now. Hold up a second. Everybody, wait a minute now. It was one thing to withdraw, because I felt that coming. We all talked about that. Ebo, don't you remember? I think you were on here one day. I see my brother Mark Pinker. You were on here one day, and we were talking about Mac McClung entering the NBA draft. And we were like, we don't know what he's doing and why he thought this was a good idea. But hey, we're not going to hate on you. Go ahead and see what that life is about, and you'll be back. So yes, he definitely withdrew, but he's transferred. He has entered the transfer portal, and now he's unexpectedly now the most in high demand transfer in the country. I'm a little alarmed. I don't know about anyone else, but this is definitely weird. and just, you know, star player like Ebo was saying. He was the leading scorer, likely preseason All-American. And I'm like, what in the world happened? So here's what he told ESPN. Follow me, CWall family. He says, it was a number of different events that made me feel I had no choice but to transfer from Georgetown. I really wanted to stay, but things throughout my career made me realize that I couldn't. I'm looking for a place I can call home, a place I can be a part of a family and help them succeed. Okay. What is Patrick Ewing doing? Something is off. And it's I'm going to keep following this story and keep tracking this, right? Because we know it's like as soon as the Hoya, that program, it seems like they get on track, then they fall off. And it's nothing small. It's never a small instance. It's always something big that happens. And everybody is like, what just happened? Very, very odd. Let me move down to what McClung's agent of Hazan Sports Management, what he said. The feedback that that's Mac, got from NBA teams was that they wanted to see him facilitating more, being more of a point guard role, etc. I'm not saying he couldn't have gotten that at Georgetown, but he didn't showcase that at Georgetown. He didn't get the opportunity really to showcase that he was playing off the ball. So are you implying that Patrick Ewing was playing him out of position? So it sounds like to me, and it's a lot of stuff here, right? It's a whole lot of stuff here. But it sounds like to me, Georgetown Hoya fans, that there is an issue. There is a problem. There is a disconnect. Because between all of the drama that went on at the beginning of the season and several players, they transferring or have to be, leave the program, to now your star player is gone. Transferring. He withdrew from the NBA draft, but now he's entering the transfer portal. This is a problem. This is a problem, and I don't know who's tracking it. I don't know who's watching, but this. Now, I do see here in one of these articles that it said McClung, he readily admitted before testing the draft waters that he needed to work on his decision-making and shot selection. Okay, but I'm going to go back to his quote, if y'all don't mind. Let me go back to his quote. I'm going to go back to it. A place I can be a part of a family and help them succeed. I don't know, but it don't sound good. Totally shocked. And I am with you, Isaac. It's something, and I want to believe in everybody. I want to believe in everybody. But like Isaac said, it's something about Ewing that will come out. Something is off here. Something is very off, because if your star player is making comments like he wants a place that he can call home and be a part of a family and help them succeed. Yes, obviously he got some hard feedback from NBA execs on what he needs to do in terms of facilitating more, all those things. Let's say Isaac's point, he's not a point guard. So you're hearing this feedback, and now all of a sudden you want to come back and you want to transfer. It's a problem over there. It's a problem over there. I don't know what it is, but I'm going to assure y'all I'm going to track the story. And I know Hoyas fans, y'all going to track this story too. We're going to be tracking this together, because something's going to come out. I'm with Isaac. Something is going to come out, because this is, No. This is off. At first, I was, giving a bunch of passes. Like Murray, it's definitely a problem, like Murray has just said. Nope. Got to get to the bottom of it. And I think this instance right here will definitely raise the right eyebrows, and the right people will start saying something ain't right here, and they're going to look into this. They should. This is the sirens should be going off now. All right. We got 15 minutes left. We got to make it count, y'all, because I want to make sure you all watch this discussion on Basketball County in the water at 8 o'clock right after this. I want to make sure y'all are tuning into that. Make sure, as Joy says below, you are liking and are sharing the show with your DMV sports loving family and friends. Because listen, you already know we gonna bring that heat. We bringing the inside scoop, and we having a good time, y'all. So look, Redskins fans, follow me. Follow me now. Redskins Wire posted an article about, it was written by Zachary Neal, shout out to Zach, about whether or not Dan Snyder needs to get some credit for the culture change that is happening at Redskins Park. Now, while I read through some of the tidbits of this article, I want the fans watching right now, comment and let me know if you all think he should get any credit. He, meaning Dan Snyder. If he should get any credit for the culture change over there. That we're starting to happen. That we're starting to see transpire. Let me know, and then I'm gonna dig into this article a little bit, okay? So let me jump down to what's relevant for COVID-19. We do know that the Redskins were the first team across the league when COVID-19, this was on March 12th, COVID-19, all things were starting to shut down. Everything was breaking loose. We do know that the Washington Redskins, led by Dan Snyder, was the first team to suspend all travel for scouts, coaches. They held up all the pre-draft meetings. The Redskins did lead that charge. And Dan Snyder stepping up and saying, something is wrong, send my people back home. We're not traveling, we're shutting it down. That's good. That's good. That's good. That was good. All right. Then we have the 115th Military Police Battalion honored the Redskins, right? And team partners this month for their support in aiding and partnering with the Guard. This is what the Redskins Wire, Zachary Neal, is saying. And a direct quote was included there. And of course, the Redskins Charitable Foundation, they do amazing work, donated 250,000 meals to families in PG County. Did y'all know that? Seriously. I'm asking. Did y'all know that? Seriously. The Redskins Charitable Foundation does amazing work. Shout out to them. Amazing, amazing, amazing. Right? Then we have, the draft, which is everybody did the draft. And as far as we know, he minded his business. No big stories leaked, no drama, not a whole bunch of everything going down and going around. And so I saw this in one of my favorite Redskins groups. I saw the post and I didn't comment on it because I said I had seen the article, and I was like, you know what? I want to talk about this on the show in terms of how much of this culture shift is really setting in with Dan Snyder himself. How much of this over the years dysfunction has he, and we know and we've heard and we've been told that he has admitted, I understand my part in this and I want to be better. But part of being better is he has to follow what's happening, right? Like Joy said, he has to follow what's happening and with Ron. What Ron is trying to do and what he set forth, he knows Ron can't be on this end and he way over here. They on two different pages. You can't start out like that. I recall this was the beginning of March, and when our former starting left tackle, when the Redskins, gave our former starting left tackle the go ahead to seek his own trade. I said to myself then, and I said it to you all, my CWall family. I said to you all this. I said, Dan Snyder finally signed the divorce papers. God bless him. Because, and this is a shout out to 85 South Redskins Fan Club, Atlanta. I appreciate y'all all the way from ATL. So this is all good stuff, Redskins fans. All good stuff. I'm not about to like slam Dan or anything. I'm not about to like drag him. I don't think. That's not my intention. If I end up dragging him, that wasn't the plan. Just know that. But at any rate, I had to shout out my ATL family. When the Redskins allowed that trade to transpire, it was before the trade even transpired. I said, you know what? I said, Dan is changing. Dan is he's finally letting it go. God bless him. Because I never thought I would see the day where Dan would let that marriage go. Dan let that marriage go. Then my other sign was when the trade partners finally interacted, and our former starting left tackle finally got traded. Let's all be for real. In earlier days, that trade would not have happened simply because it was with a Shanahan. And you know the Shanahans and the Redskins they can't let it go. There's a lot of angry people in the Shanahan family toward the Redskins, okay? So I'm not saying that Dan should necessarily get credit for the culture change. I don't necessarily think he should get any credit yet. But what I will publicly say is that I can confidently say that I even see the difference in him. Like he is bought in to the culture change. I don't necessarily think he should get credit for anything other than he's following suit, which is great. I mean, I don't know what you all think, and I guess y'all was just listening to me because I asked, what do y'all think? Because at this point, his back is so against the wall. He has to do something. And him trying to think he was the smartest person in the room and figuring it all out himself wasn't working. It wasn't working at all. So when I see the organization do things that they would not have done before, I'm like, well, maybe he's getting it. Well, God bless him. Because he was having a hard time. Change is hard, everybody. Change is very, very hard. And when you've been the same way your whole entire life, it's hard to be like, I was doing it wrong all this time. Okay, fine, I admit it. All right. So he's following suit. I'm not going to give him a whole lot of credit yet. But to John Adams' point, I think he realizes his mistake. Absolutely. If it ain't working, you ain't winning nothing. It's all downhill. At least he's made some change. He's making behavioral changes. His actions are different. And for that, I appreciate it. I think that's a lovely thing. I think it's beautiful. And so for that, I'm like, hey. Now, I ain't saying he getting any credit. He just falling in line. Good. For a change. Thank you. And that's all I have to say. See, Joy, I didn't drag him. I didn't drag him at all. So, at any rate. Redskins news. So, Redskins have signed corner. Because sometimes it sounds like I'm saying corner. CB Aaron Colvin. Depth signing. It's all good. It's cool. He played toward the end of the season. He was on the team last year. It was cool. We'll see what he does. And I'm depth signing. I joined in on the Zoom press conference calls with Thaddeus Moss and with Keith Ishmael. I'm probably saying his name wrong. And you know, I'm going to spend the last bit of this just getting everybody excited, because I feel like I owe y'all that, because I drag them so terribly on a regular basis that I might as well say something positive about the vibe that I get when I'm on these Zoom calls. And hey there, Gerard, how you doing? I said, I like these kids. They're just so, and I know some people watching are going to just, nice people, nice, well-mannered, know how to handle a conversation, can already answer the tough questions, and I like that. I really, really like that. So I know everyone is asking about Thaddeus, his foot. And he said he's ahead of schedule. The foot is good. The week after the draft, Dr. Anderson did, a surgery, had a little bit more done to his foot. He's been rehabbing and it's going great. So I think that that's all phenomenal. So in terms of why he chose Washington, if you all have had an opportunity to see on the Washington Redskins page, Thaddeus, his press conference yesterday, the Redskins were the first team on his line. Now, he was also sought after by the New England Patriots and the Bengals. Now, when the Patriots are looking at you, because we know the Patriots got a tight end issue, they don't have one either. Like we really don't. So I said, wait a minute. Now, if the New England Patriots was on your line, then that makes me feel good that the Redskins immediately after the draft ended was on this young man's line. I appreciate that. I like that a whole lot. And I don't think, going back to the night when the draft ended and Kyle Smith shared, they've been eyeing Thaddeus. They really, really like Thaddeus. They think he would be great in the NFL. Not just because he's Randy Moss's son, but just because he's that good. And I know some folks are kind of like not too sure about him, right? But I do think that he can be something special. He's got a chip on his shoulder already because he didn't get drafted. Now, let's be clear. He had that foot injury, and because there wasn't the draft, the pre-draft days and all of that, and interacting on the field with the teams, I mean, yeah, based on the foot injury, you're gonna fall off. But he's in his feelings about that, y'all. It's written all over his face. If you can go, it's on the Washington Redskins site, the press conference. They uploaded that Zoom call, so you all can see it. But it at least from what I could read from his body language, even during that press conference, watching him on the Zoom, I'm like, oh, he's in his whole feelings about not getting drafted. So, hey, and most times having a chip on your shoulder is a positive thing. You want to play the guys that have the chips on their shoulder because they're going to push it. They're going to be ready and make sure they are there to prove themselves for sure. They know that in the back of their mind. And I can tell that he's ready to prove himself, not because he's Randy Moss's son, but because he believes he can be a force to be reckoned with as a tight end in the NFL. He's made that very clear. And I had to laugh. And I know we're getting ready to close out here because I do want y'all to tune in to that discussion on Basketball County. I had to laugh because at first I'm always thinking, oh, like maybe he can get Randy Moss to come in here and talk to the team. Can they come in? Can we come in and talk to him, get him hype or whatever? And I said, you know what? But on the flip side of that coin, it's kind of like your parents always coming to school, or your parents always coming on a field trip, and it's like, come on, Mom, or come on, Dad. I mean, he probably wouldn't feel no type of way about it. I don't know, but it can't hurt to have a real life Randy Moss in real life giving some feedback and some pointers over there. I'm sure nobody would mind. Just saying. At any rate. You guys, look. 30 minutes was it. That was all I could give you tonight. But it's okay. Because we're going to have tons and tons and tons more time to talk and enjoy each other in the sports world. Listen, you guys, be safe. Be healthy. Wash your hands. Wear your mask. Do all the right things, you know, social distance wise. And we're going to continue to press through and get through this, okay? All right. You guys, listen, I got to run. But I will talk to you all next week.